58 says, given a positive integer n, such as I to the n is equal to 1, which of the following statements about n must be true? Note that I squared is equal to negative 1. So this goes back to the imaginary numbers. So I'm going to check. The I is down here, so second decimal to the first power will give me I. I squared gives us the negative 1, like I said. Go to mode. I'm going to go down to the imaginary values there. I'm going to type that in again. I squared still gives me the negative 1 plus 0I, which is just negative 1. That's fine. So then we do I cubed, because I need to know where I to the n is. I need to know what that n is to get positive 1. So I to the third gives me negative I. So I'll do I to the fourth, and I get positive 1 plus 0I. So that means that 1 plus 0I is just 1. So this number here is 4. So n is equal to 4. So now that I know what n is, what can we say about n? So if n, which is 4, is divided by 4, the remainder is 0. So that would be 1 remainder 0. That is true. If n is divided by 4, the remainder is 1. Nope, that's not true because 4 goes into 4 perfectly. The remainder would be 2? No. The remainder would be 3? No. We can determine it because we already said f. So if I did 4 goes into 4 one time, 1 times 4 is 4, minus 0, remainder of 0. That's where I'm looking at for the long division to see the remainders. So the answer is F. 59, it says for negative pi over 2 to pi over 2, sine of theta is the absolute value of sine of theta is greater than or equal to 1 is true for all and only the values of theta in which of the following sets. Okay, so sine really means y. So we're really looking at the absolute value of the y coordinate is greater than or equal to 1. If you think about the unit circle, the unit circle, the y value, the absolute value, is going to be a 1 or a negative 1. So anytime the y values are at 1 or a negative 1 are on the axes. So this is pi over 2, and this one would be 3 pi over 2. But we are going from negative pi over 2 instead of 0. So that means that instead of this is 0, negative pi over 2 would go backwards, negative pi over 2, and this one goes forward to pi over 2. So greater than or equal to 1 is what we care about. So the pi over 2 works, and the negative pi over 2 also works. So this one works. This does not have the negative. This has everything between them, but not including, so that one's definitely gone. We know it's not the empty set because we know which ones actually do work. This one says including and everything in between. So here, that y value is going to be lower than the 1. We need it to be bigger than the 1, so it cannot be in between these two sections. It can only be at these two spots, so it is not D. The answer is A. Last question, 60. What is the measure of angle KPM? Okay, so I know I have to deal with angles. I have that ray PK bisects angle LPM. So let's draw that out real quick. LPM, because P is in the middle, I'll put it in the middle. PK bisects that. So P to K bisects. That means that these two have to be the exact same value. LPM, the entire thing, is 11x degrees. So the entire angle is 11x degrees. The measure of angle LPK is 4x plus 18. Well, if this is 4x plus 18, so is this one, because they have to be the same. Well, I know what each of the small ones are, and I know what the big one is, so I can say 4x plus 18 plus 4x plus 18 is equal to 11x. And I can solve for x, but the question again is asking what is the angle kpm. So we'll have to find x and then plug it in. So 4x plus 4x is 8x, plus 18 and 18 is 36, equals 11x. I'll take away the 8, so that'll be 36 is equal to 3x, and I'll divide by 3, so 36 divided by 3 is 12. So that is an answer choice, but that is not the correct answer because this is asking for the angle. I just found the value of x, so it is not going to be 12. So be careful in reading this. So I want kpm, which is the same as lpk. Either one is fine. I'm going to plug in 12. So this is 4 times 12, and then it'll be plus 18. And the answer is 66. So if we wanted to check that, we could also have done 11 times 12. But we know it was cut in half, so we can just divide that by 2, and it's still 66. So same answer.